Alright, what's going on, guys? Today we're gonna kind of look at and see if we can't triple stack, double stack some Liliana. Okay, she's one of my lower ended characters. Most of my characters I try to get them to 50 or above. That's a nice little. Then it starts to get a little bit costly, and I've been buying more and more characters. So I've got a few of the ones that are a little bit lower. But all of the original ones are fairly high. Like Lisa. You know. Um, But we're going to go with the level 24 Liliana. We're going to go ahead and try to stack her out with some of the newer set of Amonkhet. So we'll take a look at her. Uh, you know, just looking at the assortment of characters, there are still a couple more that I really, really want. Unfortunately, it seems like they've kind of pulled back on getting these crystals right here, these yellow ones. They kind of seem like being greedy with them lately, ain't they? I don't know what's up with that. But, you know, I've I try to get them up to 50 or at least until the third ability is all the way powered up. And what I mean by that, let me just give you a quick example of this. So we'll go to my maxed out character and we'll go to right here to his innate abilities. See this champion right here? Okay, it's at level 4. So that means that it's all the way up. Okay? So if we go over here and let's say, where's the lower end? Well, let's go here because we're going on here anyway. See hers? Is all level 1 except for the first one, which is level 2. Now, I might stop whenever, and also it depends. Because, I mean, like with Jace, at the very last one is a bonus to the stats. And you might want to level that up to where it is instead of getting a +2, it'll be a +3/3. And that's going to beef up each one of your characters. So there's that to take into consider. I mean, do you really need to carry them that far? And are you really going to get the mana bonuses that you're going to want out of raising them all the way up to 60? So I try to make like an even coat now that they have so many different characters that are available. And I'll work on them periodically. I'm sure that there'll be one point where hey, I've got all the characters and now I don't have anything to spend on. But I try to keep a kind of a balance and try to examine each character and kind of like their styles and with their abilities. It's like I've said it many times before. We'll go ahead. We'll go ahead and edit this custom deck. And like I've said it before, you can create this game to be kind of what you want it to be. I mean, this is based off of a role-playing experience. Okay, originated from the roots of role-playing, and from role-playing it went into a deck style a game. And you have to have some imagination. You have to have a little bit of creativity. And if you have those together and you wanted to delve right into it and it's a whole bunch of tools available to work with your mind. If you want to you know 7/7 troll that can fly and you know uh, can turn invisible, then you can do that. You can create that type of a creature. Yeah, there are certain things that and variables that have to take place, but that's part of the randomness of it, and that's part of the experience of it. You might end up with oh, I don't know, a Procata pillar bug that's flying. But there's I've seen some pretty crazy stuff. I've had a creature that was like 50/50 stats. I mean 50 points and just was pretty much unstoppable. What does it accomplish in the real world? Probably absolutely nothing. But this is the things that I do to enjoy my off time and when I'm bored. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we got here. I have her set up, and I try to do a little bit of the lower ended numbers for her. Her mana is, so she's a lower character. And also what I always try to keep into account is, and I don't think I've ever spoke on this, so I'll probably put this in the title so you can draw into it. Right up under here, this blue bar, where it's right below where it says uncommon, this is the XP bar for this particular card, okay? Once you've drawn this card out and utilize this card, it will move up gradually, okay? Once this card goes all the way up, see this blue XP bar right here, once that goes up all the way, that means that you have mastered that card. And I always try to change it out because once you get the bonuses of that, see, I need to really use this deck because I can really, you'll obtain the mastered, you'll obtain the master of that, which you will receive bonuses for that. Okay. Also, I don't know if I've ever spoke on this either, but see the borders there? How this one right here is gold and that's blue. That will tell you the occurrence. What's the rarity? I guess would be the word for it. You know how often or how difficult the card is to obtain. So gold is rare. Okay, blue is uncommon. White is just a standard type card. You get mythic, which is like a pinkish type hue. Let me see if I can find it. Mythic. We'll go over here and we'll go ahead. I might not edit it too much because I've touched it here recently. And I think what I did at one point is I tried to beef it out with Amonkhet, but it was just, she draws too little of mana to really utilize Amonkhet. So you might be spending 2 or 3 turns just to get out, you know, like a 14 character. Because there's no guarantee you're going to get, you know, you might end up getting something with a negative on a character that's a lower level. But let's go ahead and take a look at the card pool. And usually I have it set up to where you go into and you can utilize this however you want. You can do it alphabetical order. You can customize how you want your layouts to be. I have mine in accordance to mana cost to get out. Okay, but here we'll look at the Pyromancer's Goggles. 25 to get out, and that's a mythic card. Most of your mythic cards are going to be pretty high cost cards. But yeah, let's see here. Vampiric Rites. One of the things that you can do when you're looking to fulfill your deck, I take a couple of things into consideration. I take into consideration, I'd like to get my mastery up, so that way I can utilize it for the color bonuses, so that way I can enter into a different tier. Whenever I'm entering into a different tier, a different class, it gives more bonuses for the events, okay? So you can be gold, platinum, silver, you know, there's different tiers, and I'll show you that here shortly. Just give me a few minutes. I want to emphasize one thing to you. So whenever you're looking for specific needs, like if you have an event that will not accept certain themes, like we got Amonkhet right there, right? So we can go ahead and highlight that. So, and then we'll just say origins, but some of them will not. If you have a deck from like Innistrad or whatever, it won't allow you to compete with those because they're theme specific. Okay, you can do it by rarity. Say if you only want to have a mythic deck and you want to really show off or whatever. I don't think I have a whole deck of mythics for one specific class, but and you can do your type. You can do you want to do a creature, you can do a spell, or you can do a summon or support. Support, I mean. So, and you can do the color. You'll branch it out by color. You know, it's up to you. But one that I frequently do is I'll put it on like these right here. This is how many creatures you're able to have. That's the of each card right here of what you're allowed to have within the deck in order to bring it up to the number 10. Okay, so usually what I'll try to do is I'll do like a 5 for the creature and then split the other 2, the supports and the spells, however, which I prefer, whatever I deem to be most effective. All right, so a lot of times I'll pick the non-mastered cards because if I'm playing with a master card over and over and over and over again, I'm not gaining anything. So if I throw in an unmastered card, even though it might kind of tend to not be the exact deck that I want, I'm mastering on a card. I'm building a card up. I'm building XP up for that specific card, which in turn makes it more powerful and also raises up my point level on the tiers. So, but like I said, I'm going to just, and you can, I mean, once you set these filters however you want, so say I only want to have that with that, and I only want monsters, and I want ones that are not mastered. So now I can hit apply, and it's only going to show me the 2 cards because those are the only 2 cards that qualify for the parameters which I set. Okay, so now if I'm looking for this type of card with this creature card that I haven't mastered. And that's what I need. That's what I feel like I want to do. I want to beef this guy up. So that'll take me directly to it instead of trying to go back and forth and page through each creature, because sometimes you want to get really specific about what you're trying to do with your deck. You don't want to have to sit here and enlarge this and go time, keep going, scrolling. If you're specific about what you want, you can apply a filter which will filter out exactly what you're looking for. It's a great feature. It's a one that I utilize quite a bit. And I would suggest once you get serious into this game, you can utilize it as well. That's going to be that for right now. And I'll probably just sew them together or something. Have a good one. Enjoy it. Remember the filter thing. I've actually got to run, so this is going to be a short one. But I think I got some good information out on the fly. So we're going to go ahead and exit out of this. Maybe we will. We'll see. There we go. So we're just going to exit out of that. And you know what? I'll go ahead and try to throw on the tail end of this one and continue it. But like I said, I think there's some really good information here, especially concerning the filters and the mythic and classifications and the XP on the mastering of the cards. So this is not the video that I originally set out to do, but that's what you got. And hopefully it's utilized in good in supporting your game. And keep on playing. Have a good one.